Today's episode marks a bittersweet occasion. For the past 4 years, these students have been in my class, and we've shared countless laughs, fascinating stories, and even a little heartbreak. But as all good things must come to an end, this will be our final show together with the amazing seniors I've had the privilege of knowing for so long. Buckle up as we reminisce, share some favorite moments, and maybe even squeeze in a little few last nuggets of life advice along the way. Let's get this final show on the road.
I think for me, probably what is going to be my greatest accomplishment coming out of high school is probably getting really good scholarships from my colleges, because I got we're going to UH, and I got one of the biggest scholarships that they offer for the next 4 years, and that to me always felt like a culmination of trying maybe a little too hard for the last 4 years. And so that always felt like the biggest achievement to me was just getting one of the largest 4-year, almost a full ride scholarship for the next 4 years. And it kind of was oh, awesome. The last 4 years of effort have finally paid off in a monetary value way.
Yeah, scholarships, paid college. Hey man, college is fucking expensive.
It's ridiculous. I got $120,000 to an out-of-state school. My tuition would still be $30K a year.
Oh, damn. Oh. Damn. All right, Ethan.
I'd say probably one of my greatest accomplishments was doing talent show. Because not only because when I was playing piano, I didn't realize that, because I only started playing piano as a hobby 4 years ago. It was during the height of COVID. So I didn't realize that 4 years later, I'd be performing in front of the talent show. So I guess it was a great accomplishment, because it was I had a passion, and that was piano, and I stuck with it. I kept honing my skills, and I realized that if I just keep with my passions and doing stuff, then I don't realize what immense opportunities will be there in the future if I just stick with my interests and passions. So I'd say
first, nice job, talent show.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing piano is hard, man.
Yeah,
I looked at it once on YouTube. I'm like, nah, I don't want to do this. That was overly complicated. No, good job.
Thank
good
you,
job. Tayton?
I think my accomplishment in high school was probably back in sophomore year. You had us make that JavaScript game. I think that project's the only thing I've actually kind of put actual effort into wanting to do it. I don't know. It was fun making a game, and it was also fun seeing how it actually worked, and be able to play it and watch Mason fail miserably at it. It was great. So I think that's probably my greatest accomplishment in high school.
Nice job. Good. And I think I feel a little good because, your greatest accomplishments in my class? Yeah, that's nice. All right? Mason?
That game was hard. I think my greatest accomplishment is my growth as a person. So at the start of freshman year, I did not care about academics. I had a B in PE, and it was just awful. I had a 3.5. I managed to get that, but I thought there would be no chance I would get valedictorian. But this year, I grinded out that, and I managed to get valedictorian too.
Yeah. Nice. And Naomi?
I guess for me, it was when I got accepted into college, and it's basically a full ride for 4 years. So I feel like my high school career led up to that, and I'm very proud of myself.
All right. What is my greatest accomplishment? I don't think. Do I have one?
Teaching this class.
Teaching this class. Yes. Oh, yes. Greatest accomplishments.
Wow.
No, I think so far my greatest accomplishment is this. In the past 4 years, or even this school year, was building out all this podcast stuff and whatnot, and just telling people, hey, this is what I'm gonna do. I need money, and then I just didn't care. I just did what I wanted. But then it seemed to work out, right? It's not a waste, and I think a lot of teachers waste money on things. I'm like, no, I'm gonna do this, and we're also gonna use equipment, and we're just gonna have a good time. So that's good. All right, here we go. Question number 3. This is about regret. And this time we'll go left to right. So we'll go from Naomi all the way to Angus. Oh. If you could redo one moment from high school, what would it be and why? If you could redo one moment from high school, what would it be and why?
One moment
Yeah.
throughout these 4 years.
Yeah.
I don't know, cause I don't really like regret anything that I've done.
Good, right?
I feel like, I mean, given what information I had and like the choices I had, I made the best of it. So
Oh, good. Yeah. Like, no regrets.
yeah.
Good. Mason, what would you redo and why?
I guess I would start researching colleges more sooner because I didn't get into that until like junior year. And that was kind of, I put that off for a bit. So it kind of didn't go as well as I thought it would. Yeah.
So you felt like you just sandbagged the whole process?
Yeah. A little bit.
Like, I don't care. This is stupid.
Yeah.
All right. Tayton, what would you redo and why?
I'm kind of like Naomi. I don't think there's anything I really regret during high school. I kind of just go and do whatever. And if something happens and it doesn't really turn out the way I wanted to, I was just like, oh, well, it's just that. But there is one thing. I think in junior year, for physics honors, we had to give a presentation. And it was supposed to be easy, full points, full 105 points. But someone forgot to say our name in the introduction, and we lost 3 points.
Tayton is looking right at Mason.
I don't care about 3 points.
It was easy A, Mason. And we still got an A.
Yes, we did get an A.
Oh, what is 100 out of 105 points?
Yeah.
And you lost how many points for not saying your name?
3.
Oh, that's still 102.
It's the principle. It was such an easy thing, and Mason forgot.
Oh my
Almost
god.
perfect.
What did I say? It was like, what's up? It's us. Oh, yeah. I said it's
What's up? It's us.
That's what I said.
All right, Ethan, what would you redo and why?
I don't know. I'd probably just redo like the AP classes I would want to take because it's like going in. It's like when I was picking the AP classes, like, oh, it's fine. I'll just study hard. But then it's like I realized that you also have to be passionate about the AP classes. So I picked AP Bio, and it turns out it's a lot more work than I expected. It was like, yes, there's a lot of work, but to like keep on pushing through, you also have to be passionate in that to really excel than just the normal of just studying. So I'd say, I guess, look before you leave. So yeah.
Yeah, why did you take all those AP classes anyway?
Just to save like college credits, like just save money. Yeah.
All right,
And
no, I can
JJB,
understand
Yeah,
All right.
pretty much.
Piper, what would you redo and why?
I think there's not a lot of big regrets I have in high school. I think, especially this year, as we've like looked back, I think I've kind of more or less accepted everything I've done. But I think that one thing I probably would have definitely told freshman year self is to chill out. Like, it doesn't matter that much. Like, I think I tried like so hard in like freshman year online history class. Like, I put in like hours and hours of work into these dumb assignments, and I loved that class and I loved that teacher. He was funny. But I think that like my biggest advice to myself would like regrets wise is that I tried too hard. Like, I spent too much time doing schoolwork when I could have spent more time going to clubs or sleeping or doing anything more productive.
And from the kid who cried in your freshman year, yeah, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
You were just under a lot of stress.
Yeah, I think I put a lot of pressure on myself. My sister's a big overachiever too, so, well, no, that's not true. My sister's just really smart. She's not she doesn't give a crap about anything, but she's super smart. And so I think like freshman year me especially, I think like that's my biggest regret was like not realizing that I should just care like about what I care about and be my own person instead of trying to like live up to what other people wanted me to be.
All right. Marcus, what would you redo and why?
I think I would like redo like in the beginning of the school, like our school years, maybe not freshman year because we were COVID, but like putting myself out there more, like joining more clubs, because I mainly focus on like just my schoolwork. So I don't really have that many extracurriculars. So I'm not like out there. Like, I think I know a lot of people, but like not really. Like, I wouldn't have that connection I would if I like if I was in a club.
Like if you're on a team or club and you could just
Yeah.
hang out with them more.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, Bryson, I know you got a lot of regrets, but I just look at that.
No, I don't. I really
Looking right
don't.
at you.
Kind of. I don't know. I just wish I did more. So like, I wish I challenged myself more to maybe take harder classes because I've only taken like easy classes, done the bare minimum, and got A's in them. And I also wish I did like more sports and got out of my comfort zone more because I only stuck to the sport that I knew and what I was comfortable with. I didn't want to go try new things, which is what I think I should have done more of.
All right. Well, I mean, if you tried harder, I guess you would have done better at baseball. No. I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not doing it to you. All right, Angus, what would you redo and why?
There's not any like big events I would redo, but if I'm being nitpicky, I would choose to redo what I chose to do with my time back in freshman year. So during the COVID year when we were all stuck inside, instead of maybe playing games and just sleeping, I could have done something more productive. And then instead of maybe like playing games, I could have also just had like one-on-one talks with people instead because I kind of like having one-on-one talks at like cafes and stuff. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
It's really nice to talk about like their life and then talk about my life and then how like stuff coincides and stuff. So that's what I would have done instead of just playing games, but it's kind of too late now. So
It's all right. And I think as we look back on these things, like, oh, they're not deep regrets, but you know, it's like no one, and I'm really happy no one said something like, I really wish I didn't ask that girl out, or I really wish like, you know, I shouldn't have punched that kid in the back of the head. But, you know, let's not talk about my life. All right. I don't know. What would I redo? No, you know what? I think my biggest redo was like I used to be very angry all the time and be really hard on students. And I think I've mellowed out some. And that's significantly better this school year. I remember when I first started teaching, I once told a kid, why don't you shut the fuck up? And I still regret it. Like, oh my God, am I the professional here? Am I the adult? Did I just tell a kid to shut the fuck up? But like not like a jokingly like, hey, can you just shut the fuck up? No, straight up, shut the fuck up. And I regret that.
I think some kids need to hear that though.
But he was a good kid. He was like it's like looking at Marcus and just like, maybe you know just out of the blue he just keeps talking for whatever reason because he's not paying attention. And I just like yelled, "Shut the fuck up!" I'm like,
Damn.
oh, I shouldn't have said that because then that changed the whole dynamic of things. But he's a graduate now and he's actually studying computer science over at UH Manoa. So maybe I did something good. I don't know. All right. I'll throw this out to anybody. How do you think you've changed the most since your freshman year, both personally and academically? How do you think you've changed the most since your freshman year, both personally and academically?
All right, I'll set the
Take
bar
it.
real low. I think personally, I've gotten way lazier. Like freshman year, I used to be kind of like, oh, okay, I'll do these things like for extracurricular. I'm in Boy Scouts, kind of like Mason, so I was more willing to go out, do hikes and camps and all that stuff. Nowadays, I just stay in my room and I'm lazy. So I think, you know, that's not really personal growth, I guess. But I guess for academic growth, I grew quite a bit. I've gotten actually more serious about my grades because in middle school, I didn't really care. I just like, oh, whatever grade I get. So I just kept getting like B's kind of in that area. But in high school, I've actually tried to consistently keep my grades at an A. So I guess for academic growth, that's probably, yeah.
All right. Anybody else? Piper.
I think for me, I personally, I stopped doing things I didn't want to do. Like, I stopped like, if my friends were like, hey, you want to go to the mall this weekend? And I thought, no, I really don't. Actually, I'd really rather do anything else other than go to the same mall for the 6th time in the last month. But I stopped doing things that I, like, kind of similar to Tatum in that aspect, because I probably grew lazier as a person, but I stopped doing things that were, like, not going to bring me joy and were probably just going to spend me money. And I started just, like, working, actually working, and that was really fun. And I started only, like, going out when I wanted to go out, and I would go out by myself. Like, I didn't need other people to feel like I had to go do something. Academically, I think I stopped caring as much. It's not that I didn't care about my grades. It's not that I don't care about my grades. If anyone who knows me knows I care way too much about my grades. But I think that I stopped caring a lot. Like, freshman year, if I had gotten a B in any of my classes, I probably would have, like, broken down in tears. Like, I would have been so depressed. And now I'm like, yeah, well, like, I tried, but I'm not gonna like kill myself over like getting a B in a class or like not doing an assignment right. Like, it's kind of just like more of like a going with the flow is kind of how I think my personality, both in and outside academic life, has changed.
Personally, I've definitely become a lot more sociable. Like in freshman year, I didn't talk to anybody. And then I don't even think I talked in this class. I was probably I was one of the even second year, I don't think I started talking until third year in this class. But I was always just sitting there, minding my own business. But yeah, over the past 4 years, I've definitely become more sociable. I'm talking to a lot more people now. And yeah, I remember coming out from middle school, like everyone would say I'm scary because I have really bad RBF.
Yeah,
So
no, I feel you on that.
Yeah, so I have really bad RBF, but I don't know, all the underclassmen now say I'm not as scary as I used to be. So I guess that's a good thing.
Are we sure?
Yeah, I know, because here's what I remember about Marcus, right? Like in my class, you never said a word. You were always quiet. You just zero conversation. And then one day somebody tells me, you have Jalen in your class. I'm like, yeah. Oh, it was Mrs. Yoshimura.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because Jalen and Marcus are dating. I'm like, who's Marcus? And I'm not thinking about the Marcus sitting in front of us today. I'm thinking about some other kid. I'm like, who? Like, Marcus, he's in your class. I'm like, Fuketa? It's like, yeah. It's like, really? Like, I never heard him say anything at all.
Yeah, and then academically, I think I've grown too because I didn't think I would do like any honors APs. Because I remember freshman year, we made a 4-year plan. And on that, I had like no AP classes at all. And like people who know me now are probably like, what the heck? Because yeah, I've taken like 6, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so I've definitely, I don't know, I guess I tried more things than I was expecting for myself. And I would say it was good and worked out.
So for me, since the start of freshman year, academically, I don't think I've really changed because ever since middle school, I've had a monetary incentive to get good grades.
Monetary
Yeah.
incentive.
Yeah.
What is the monetary incentive?
So every time I get like all A's, my mom just gives me $200.
Damn.
That's my monetary
Wait,
incentive.
Can we have that?
Are the rest of you getting money too?
No.
Oh shit.
So yeah, I haven't really changed academically because, actually I don't get money anymore. I think it's just like ingrained in me now, but it doesn't really matter because the classes are kind of easy.
Wait, has that number changed since freshman year? Has it
No,
always
no,
been
no.
200?
It's always been 200.
Okay, so let me get this straight. So you have the opportunity of banking $800 a year.
Oh, it's not per quarter. It's like per year.
Oh, per
So
year.
4.0 each quarter. At the end of the year, if I have a 4.0 overall,
Yeah.
then I'll get $200. Yeah.
Damn.
I wish it was per quarter.
Shit,
Damn.
it's a deal, man.
I wish I got $200.
And then,
yeah, go ahead.
and then as a person, I would say I became a better person overall because in middle school, and like I've gone over this in our podcast, I was kind of an asshole. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was a pretty bad person.
We have a whole episode about how
Oh.
Angus was an asshole in
Yeah,
middle
I
school.
was a pretty bad person back then. Oh, like behind the scenes stuff.
What did you do?
Oh, we don't talk about that.
did.
Not in this podcast.
I think we have. Is it like an hour-long episode about Angus being a jerk in middle
That's a
school?
whole nother episode.
Yeah, it's a whole other episode. Anyways, so I think I became a better person, and then it was mostly through like self-reflection, because like something happened back in freshman year, and I was like, I started thinking about it. I was like, I'm kind of an asshole. Like, I thought about all the stuff I did before, and I was like, okay, I see what's wrong now, and then over time, it's got better.
No, I understand. I get that.
Yeah, so that's what happened.
All right. Anybody else? Naomi?
I mean, if I met Angus in middle school, I probably wouldn't have liked him as a person. I'm very glad that there was character growth.
Yeah. No, that's good.
It was pretty bad.
I remember in high school, I didn't develop until like my junior year, like physically. Like I was just a small kid from freshman, sophomore, and I was getting picked on. Then junior year, I had a huge muscle growth spurt. Then I became a bully. And then I don't know what happened. Like I just like packed on 30 plus pounds of muscle in one year and just became a jerk. Yeah. So I'm glad, Angus. I mean, I don't think I'm a bully now. Well, we'll decide that later. All right. Here we go. Who has had the biggest impact on your high school journey, and how have they influenced you? Who has had the biggest impact on your high school journey, and how they have influenced you? Who wants to go? Mason? No?
I
I was gonna say the biggest person, or the person who had the biggest impact on my high school journey is myself.
Yeah. Thank yourself. Thank yourself. Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
I just thank me, and that's only me. All right, no, seriously, who else? Who has had the biggest impact on your high school journey, and how did they influence you? Who wants to go? Ethan, go ahead.
Oh, I wasn't raising my hand.
Go ahead, Piper.
That's hard. I would say it's probably between a few of my teachers. My math teacher, our current AP Calc teacher, he was my geometry honors teacher freshman year. He's also my advisor, and I probably spent way too many hours with this man, just like asking for life advice and also asking for like, hey, I don't know how to do A plus B anymore. Can you help me with that? And I think that he's one of the teachers who probably has guided me the most in like helping me figure out how I see the world. Like, mostly in terms of math, because that's what I focus on, because I'm a total math nerd. And so I think that him, and then also my drama teacher, and then you, Mr. Cam, are probably.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, sorry, we had to get there too. Those are you guys are the three teachers I basically had every year for 4 years, and so I think that you guys are the three teachers who have like guided me through like all of my growth throughout high school, and kind of figuring out who I am as a person, and also figuring out like what I'm passionate about and what I truly want to do with my life.
So that's Mr. Morimoto,
Yes.
Mr. John Morimoto, Miss
yeah.
Nancy Augustine.
Oh yeah.
Mrs. Nancy Augustine.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. They're good teachers, friends. Anybody else who has influenced you? Who has shaped you? Anybody else? So who has the biggest impact on your high school journey, and how have they influenced you? Oh, Naomi.
So my English teacher for the first 2 years of my high school career,
Who was that?
Bethany Mariconda,
Oh, yeah, I remember.
but she no longer teaches.
Yeah.
So I feel like during like distance learning, like sophomore year, I ended up spending a lot of time in her class and just talking out my projects or like my research papers, and then it ended up like drifting off into other topics too, and like about life and stuff. And I got to see her perspective about how her experience was throughout high school and her life, and I really thought that was interesting. And I connected it to my life, and kind of like it influenced how I thought about my high school career and what I would do with it. Because she did a lot during her high school career. She did like 9 AP classes, I remember.
Damn.
And she told me, you don't have to do that much. But I've ended up doing like 7. So,
Only 7.
so I guess I didn't like take that advice, but she's kind of guided me through what I've wanted to do throughout high school. And I still email her every so often. So after graduation, I plan on meeting up with her, even though she's not teaching anymore. I met up with her once, like last year, and it was nice to catch up with her.
Nice. What is she up to?
She,
You want to share that?
I mean, she's enjoying life more, but she also
Wait,
is
she's still
thinking
teaching?
she's not teaching at all anymore. She's gone to
quit
like a
because she
different
hated
pathway.
teaching.
Like graphic design.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Something she enjoys.
Yeah, because she said she enjoyed more project-based work instead of like, teaching and all these
Yeah.
lessons. And I think the stress was getting to her and stuff.
Oh, I understand. I can
Lots
understand.
of teachers wanted to quit after distance learning.
Yeah, it burned a lot of people out. A lot of teachers quit. That really shook the tree of all the at Roosevelt. Like teachers that were close to retirement just said, "I'm just going to retire." Like so, they look at their our EHR system, and they're like, "Oh, I can retire and collect my pension. Well, I'm done. Bye." Right?
I think distance learning killed a lot of kids too.
Yeah, it really jacked a lot of people up. But I built studios, so that was my.
Mr. Cam had the nicest setup by far of any
Yeah.
teacher.
You know, when I used to do, not to divert from the topic, but like when I built my studio out and I bought like all these expensive cameras with my own money, and then every time we do like faculty meetings over distance learning, they're like, "Oh, why is, where are you, Howard? Where are you?" I'm like, in my classroom. Like, no, that's not it. And so they would come here to just check to make sure I was here because we're supposed to be at work, right? Because you're not allowed to be home; you have to be at work, but you doing the distance learning from your classroom, and they would come in here. And I hear the door open. I'm like, hello? You're like, oh, okay, hi. Like, I'm working, man. Like, I'm actually here doing my job. Yeah. Anybody else? So anybody's influenced you? No? You didn't really care. Angus.
I like Piper. I also have 3 teachers, but it's not like, I guess you could say it's kind of the similar situation. So it would be you, Mr.
Thank
Kano, and Miss Sato. You and Mr. Kano, because you guys are both very like real and down to earth. So you know, like, it's like no bullshit.
Yeah.
Life is life, that kind of thing. And then Miss Sato, just because Miss Sato, like, she's like there a lot. So I remember I used to bring like sleeping bags to school. Oh, I brought AC back to school for like a whole year.
Why did you bring? Whoa! Why did you bring a sleeping bag to school?
Because I slept in her classroom after school for like a whole hour.
Miss Sato.
Yeah, Miss Sato's classroom.
Kylie Sato.
Yeah. On top
Wait,
of
I
her
have a
table.
picture.
So Naomi's showing a picture of Angus sleeping in his sleeping bag on the table.
Did you bring a pillow too?
Damn,
Yeah, I
that's a
brought
pillow.
I
You
brought
brought a
a
pillow and a sleeping bag.
Yes.
Blue sleeping bag and a white pillow, and he's sleeping. Oh my god! So not under the desk.
No, it was on top. I was on top of like 3 different desks.
Jesus.
Yeah. And then she let me stay after school like pretty much almost every day. So
All right. Well, she cared about you.
yeah.
Were you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, man. I was like, that's super weird.
I was tired, you know. School was kind of draining. So.
Does anybody remember? What's his name? Ed.
Sheeran.
No. You graduated last year, I think.
And
Edward. No. His sister Lau.
Oh,
Edison.
Edison.
I just talked to him yesterday.
Edison Lau used to grab my jujitsu mats in my room and then sleep in my class just on the floor on my mat. He's like, Mr. Cam, I want to use your mats. I'm like, for what? Stretching. I'm like, I guess. And then next thing I know, he's sleeping. I'm like, dude, you're not stretching. You're still I'm like, leave him alone. He's tired. He's a little sleep already. Jesus. Oh, wait, Bryson, weren't you there too? Stretching out with him?
Maybe
No.
one time.
But
I always
he
hung
just-
out with him.
Yeah, but he just like blacked out. He just blacked out.
He doesn't care, that's why.
He doesn't care. He
doesn't care.
was a lovable kid. And then he just ripped these fucking farts. Like his protein farts, because he loved to lift and eat protein. And then like, same time every day, like just rips one. Like, God damn it, man, get out of here.
He would
But-
love to slam the weights above your room too.
God, really? What
He
an
would get it
asshole.
all the time. He'd call and text me during the period I had with you, and he'd at weightlifting. He's like, "Hey, listen for me. And it's like,
That was
boom.
him? God damn. No, but he used to be good because since he had no cares in the world, when he wanted to take a shit, he'd purposely go to the bathroom where everybody vapes and then take a shit with the door open. Because he didn't care. No one's gonna pick on me. I don't care. But he'd like pull his pants down and take a dump and clear out that bathroom. Like, you go ahead. You take as long as you need to take a shit in that bathroom. And he cleared out all the vape kids. It was great. I loved it. It was wonderful. All right. Okay. What are you most looking forward to in the next chapter of your life, whether it's college, work, or something else entirely? So I think what we're saying is, what are we looking forward to after high school? In 2 weeks. 2 weeks or so, right? Yeah. 3 weeks, you'll be done. It's over. The thing that you've known for 12 years nonstop is over. You're going to wake up one morning in August and go, so what do I do?
I'll start this one
All
off.
right, Bryson.
Okay, the thing I'm looking forward to most is probably finding out what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life.
Hey man, you're supposed to figure that shit out before you leave.
Nah, I didn't figure that out
All right,
yet.
fuck it, go ahead,
I'm
Dan.
just,
Go ahead, Go ahead, Dan.
I've winged everything in my life, so
Yeah.
I'm just winging this one too.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know. I kind of had an idea when I was coming into high school. Maybe I want to do computer science, and I took this class, did the coding shit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do that shit. That's too hard. so then now I got like my parents and other people telling me, oh, go medical field, all of this, all of that. But that shit doesn't interest me. I don't think because I feel like to be in the medical field, you have to like care about other people and stuff. But
Yes.
I'm not really like on the caring side. I'm more of like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's your life and shit like that. So I'm like, oh, that shit ain't gonna fit me. I'm gonna get irritated doing that. So then now I'm just kind of left sitting here like, oh, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do now. So I'm just gonna go UH, try to figure something out. People say I'm just gonna waste money, but UH is pretty cheap, and I feel like I can get enough scholarships where it's barely gonna cost anything for me. So
Marcus.
I'm pretty sure for college I'll be leaving. I'm not like completely decided, but I'm like 90% sure I'm gonna leave. So that's what I'm most excited about. Like the past 6 years or so, I wanted to get out of here. Nothing against Hawaii, but
Yeah.
I finally have an opportunity to leave, so I'd love to take it. I feel like there's way more opportunities on the mainland. And,
Tons.
And then,
Tons.
yeah, what else? But yeah, I just want to leave. So that's what I'm most excited for.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Like, if you got nothing else going on, it's like you learned what you could. And you know what the nice thing about like traveling overseas and going to, like, I've always said, fuck mainland colleges, you could get your college education here. But to be honest, what the real point of that entire experience is learning about other cultures and other people, and learning you could drive for 8 hours nonstop if you wanted to and still not hit the other side of the United States. Like, you could learn so much from so many different people and get all kinds of weird perspective. Like, I think the very first time I got called a racist name was in Florida.
That does not surprise me.
That was awesome. I was not even mad. I wasn't even mad. He goes, "You Jap?" I'm like, I'm not even Japanese, but all right, go ahead. And like, he just straight up called me like these racist Japanese names. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's nice. And I wasn't even mad about it. Like, I've never experienced this before in my entire life. And I'm not saying that's going to happen anymore. I'm just saying, like, I think it's good that you want to get out. And I think you're going to have a good time when you get out.
You're going to be in your room studying all day, Marcus.
Yeah, that is what he's going to be doing.
No, really? You're going to sit there all day?
Do you know how much this guy does math?
Oh, yeah, get out of there.
No, I'm getting harassed by these guys, but you know, at least I'll be with the dorm mate.
Yeah. Listen, but could you do me? This is for all of you, by the way. If you go to a mainland college, could you not go to a mainland college and just hang out with the Asian kids? Like, hang out with different kinds of kids? Because I see that a lot. Like, they go, and you know, I have some old students that are still on Instagram, and then they're hanging around like all the Asian kids. I'm like, you hung around all the Asian kids in Hawaii, man. Like, hang around different kinds of people.
It's impressive to find Asian, because I'm from Arizona. It's hard to find Asian kids in Arizona. It's like you're picking them out of like a bunch, and also like they can spot you. Like the racist white, like the racist rednecks in Arizona, they can spot an Asian. Like here, I'm like the whitest person alive. There, I'm so Asian.
Because you don't look inherently Asian.
Yeah, because I'm mostly white, and I'm like the whiteness of me shows more than the Asian of me. But like they're like Asian slurs all over on me, and I'm like, whoa, guys, I don't know if you've met an Asian person.
Ethan, what's after high school?
After high school, I've been just thinking about, instead of like still doing college, but like also finding like unconventional ways to like make money, like side hustles. Like, I was like, the internet, right? It's the future. So it's like, okay, if you want to really generate like passive income, it's like that's where the internet's gonna be. Because I read somewhere is like, you truly have like maintained wealth, or like, or you're I guess somewhere in a status of being rich if you can make money while you're sleeping. So it's like also passive income. So I'm just excited to see where that takes me, like in the future, finding ways to like make passive income. So yeah. So I don't know, it's really risky, but I've been looking at the stock market, but understanding, well, obviously the safest ways is doing like index funds, because those are slowly growing. But there are many niches that you can look into the stock market. There, these words are like not familiar to like average people, but there's like futures, options, like those things. They're way more volatile than stocks, and there's like this failure rate of like 95% of people fail at the stock market, and it's not because they don't have a strategy or they're just picking the wrong stocks. It's because they get too emotionally invested when they start losing money. But
yeah,
I really don't want to, like, because it's also gambling. I'm not gonna deny it's not gambling when people say when you go in the stock market it's gambling, because it is. But it's like when you walk into a casino and then you're allowed to like count like at blackjack. Yeah, so like that is one way I was thinking of.
Did you ever see a YouTuber named Caleb Hammer?
No.
Anybody see that show, Caleb Hammer? So it's called Financial. He runs a podcast.
Oh wait, yeah.
Called Financial Audit, and he brings people on.
And they have like the worst financial information.
Yeah. So he asked them before you come on, give me all your finances, your statements, your everything, your profit and loss, and he just fucking rips them. Like, you spent $1,000 on DoorDash, but you only make $1,500 a month, and why haven't you been paying your car payment? And these people make the most asinine fucking excuses.
And they own like $100,000 cars, and they make like $30,000 a year.
Like, what? You're so fucking in debt. You are just destroyed. Like, and then, so I remember he asked like one person, like, why didn't you pay these bills? I didn't feel like it because it's my lifestyle. Like, no, you don't have a lifestyle. Your lifestyle is poverty. That's your lifestyle. Your lifestyle is being poor, and you need to like pay these bills. Like, maybe that's something that you should do. Like, start your own podcast, YouTube series, and then like financially audit your friends. Like, wait a minute, you want to go out and eat all the time, but you're clearly poor. All right, anybody else? What's after high school? Tayton, what's after high school?
Okay, Mr. Cam. I'm gonna say this right before I start. Mr. Cam picked me because Mason kept pointing at me.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did.
All right, but I guess after high school it's just going to UH. I'll probably just get a degree and get a job. I don't really have any like super long-term aspirations. I don't have like a goal. I'm just gonna get a degree, get a job, and just not be homeless, I guess. So I guess for now I'll just focus on college, maybe finding a job, finding what I like to do, for maybe join a club. I haven't joined any clubs in high school. Wait, no, I did.
That is a lie.
Yeah, wait. Oh, I keep forgetting I was in Leo Club.
Yeah.
Is that a thing still?
Have
Yeah.
you even done anything, Tayton?
I did one thing when I joined, and that was it. So, yeah, I mean, I haven't really done extracurriculars in high school aside from Boy Scouts. I joined the club Mason made because he kept bothering me about it. He kept telling me, sign up. I need people to start a club. And he kept waving like the club sign up sheet. And then he made me vice president when I didn't agree to. So, yeah. But maybe in college, I'll try to actually join a club, meet new people. I talked to like 10 people. So, yeah. I should probably step out of my comfort zone a little bit.
Do theater.
Honestly, take a theater class and see.
Yeah, no, I highly recommend everyone to take theater classes.
Yeah, it helps you expand. It helps you get out of your comfort zone.
And you'll meet the weirdest people.
Oh, I was recently like on a trip to Big Island for Math Bowl, and the two teachers that came with us, they both took a theater class during college, and they both enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, I've never met someone who hasn't enjoyed a theater class.
So Tayton, maybe try that.
They're fun. They're a little ridiculous. You'll do dumb things, but they're fun.
Oh, I heard they had basically a full week of classes where they basically just laid down and breathed and slept.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh my god.
It's
What?
no, it's a thing. Yeah. I like this summer. I do like theater retreats, and we had 30 minutes a day where we just did meditation. We just sat there and laid on our backs while our teachers spoke to us very slowly.
Yeah,
It was
that's-
awesome.
I think that's definitely something we need to do here. Like, I think why theater's good. Like, even in high school, like, we always talk about certain kids as teachers, and then we're all like, oh, yeah, that's a theater kid.
You guys had like you had like one section of one of your podcasts with you, Miss Augustine, and Mr. Kawanui, where you guys were just like, oh, did you guys have this theater kid in your class?
Yeah.
And it's just like all of my friends.
Yeah, they're theater kids. They're very dramatic. They're very animated, but they're very fun. I think, we always have a bunch of weirdos here on campus. Teachers too. Bunch of weirdos. Now that he's gone, I kind of want to just drop this in. It wasn't even a question on my list, but I want to ask it anyway. So we had a teacher here that just up and quit in the middle of period 5. And his name was Mr. Starks. Now, what is happening? Because I was out on medical leave when this happened. Does anybody really know what happened?
I don't.
He got escorted off by security.
He was escorted off by security?
Yeah,
According
Mr.
to our
Zalapoli.
sub, the sub you had,
Yeah.
the official term that he is on is she said he is on administrative leave.
Oh, shit. That's bad.
That's what she said was like the official like thing that he is on, like if anyone asks.
You did something so bad that you had to get booted off campus because you were a danger to the school.
Well, he was a terrible teacher.
I don't know.
Well, because he was teaching things that he shouldn't have taught.
He wasn't
Astrophysics.
qualified to teach.
No.
Right?
Well, he
physics.
wasn't qualified to teach his course.
Yeah.
I don't know why they...
You had him, didn't you, Bryson?
Yeah, he was supposed to be the replacement for Miss Lee.
And she
One of
quit
the
because she didn't want to get vaccinated.
She didn't want to get vaccinated, so she quit, and then he came in, and he'd give us stuff to do in class, and we'd ask him how to do it, and he'd full on go, "Oh, I don't know," or he'd ask us, "Oh, do you know what you're doing on this?" And we go, "Oh, no," and he'd go, "Oh, me too."
But I'm gonna give it to you anyway and grade you.
Yeah, so that entire time I had him, me and my friends, we'd honestly just write random shit on the paper, and he'd ask us how to do it. We'd explain some bullshit out of our ass answer, and he'd go, "Oh, okay," and we all passed that class with
Nice.
an
Everybody gets
A.
A's.
My
yeah.
friend dropped his class the first week of school and changed to a different science class. You still have that class on your Infinite campus, and she had an A till the end of first quarter. He kept putting in 100% in her grade book, even though she did not once show up to this class, not a single day.
God.
I don't think our school has a decent physics teacher.
Do we not?
We
What about-
don't.
No.
We have one physics teacher now, and
Oh yeah, Mr. Yoshioka.
But he's not good.
he's nice.
He's kind.
He's nice, but his class is basically just him copy pasting the textbook onto
He
a
told me a
slideshow.
positive ion is the one with more electrons.
That is not true.
Aren't electrons negative?
Yeah. So a positive ion is the one with more electrons.
Oh God.
Is the sentence that came out of this man's
Doesn't
mouth.
make sense.
Well, it's a good thing you're teaching yourself,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm a physics dummy. I'm not very smart in physics, but I understand basic principles and concepts. Did I ever tell you about my physics teacher in college?
No.
This is like the best teacher I've ever had in college. I told you that's right? I think so. Like he
Oh
would,
yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. For those that don't know, like every Friday in our 3-hour lab, he would let us ask any asinine question we wanted about science fiction, and then he would try to apply physics principles to it of why it was going to work and why it would not work, and why wouldn't it work, and what would you need to solve or break which laws of physics to make it work. And then we were so absorbed in that class, and our final exam was, if you did the labs where you had a physical experiment, all the answers to every single question was your y-slope-intercept variables. And I was like, wait a minute. So I just basically take out all my notes, my lab notes. I'm like, that's the answer, and that's the answer, and that's the answer. I'm like, great. Then you got an A because you showed up for every lab and did them. And if you missed a lab, then you wouldn't have been able to get a perfect score on the final. I was like, holy
Which
shit.
is logical.
Right. You came, you did the work. He was a big, bushy-haired, fat, jolly Santa Claus looking dude. But he was awesome. I don't remember his name. I wish I did. I don't remember. All right, as we enter our last question on this final seniors podcast here on The Annoyed Adult, if you could sum up your high school experience in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
It may seem kind of dull, but I would say it was very educational in a way. So just educational would be my word, because I think that in the past years, like middle school and elementary school, I didn't really learn anything, I would say. But in high school, I think I learned a lot more than all those past how many years? 8 years combined. So these 4 years have been a lot better than the past 8 years. So that's what I would say.
All right, you're struggling to do simple math.
We don't know how much high school helped you.
Bryson,
My
if you could
word?
sum up your high school experience in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
Memories.
Memories.
It's mine. I feel like everyone in this class is more academically focused compared to me. I feel like I'm the standout in this class. Everyone's taking AV class. They're all so smart. And me, I'm in here just doing as much as I can to have things to remember my high school life. I'm trying to do things more for fun, do things for the memories or whatever. And it's kind of cliche or whatever, but you only live once. I'm only going to have one high school career and whatever. So I'm just trying to have fun with my friends, do whatever, fuck around. It's just high school.
Marcus, if you could sum up your high school experience in one word or phrase, what would it be and why?
Mine would be growth because, like I was saying earlier, I've just changed a lot as a person. So that's mainly what I'm appreciative for my last 4 years. Just changing as a person. I think for the better too. Because Angus was saying he was an asshole in middle school. I was kind of as well.
All right, Piper.
I would probably say my word would probably be exhausted. I think I was tired every single day of the last 4 years. That's on me though, because I haven't gone to sleep before like 1 a.m. in 4 years. But I had a lot of, I did so much and I had so much fun that I was always really exhausted. And I think that's probably my word.
Okay, so Ethan.
One word I would probably give is like hindsight. The reason why I'd say it is because when you're starting out in freshman year, you kind of really don't know what the future is gonna bring. But then at the end of the year, you're like, oh my gosh, I should have done this, or I should have done that. Now I'm looking back, but that's only in hindsight. So I think that word can be like just reapplied in the future. When you start at college, you're like, you don't know what's gonna happen, but maybe at the end of college, you're like, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. So it kind of ties in at the beginning is like just step out of your comfort zone. Because hindsight will always exist, but you can't do anything. And what you can do is only just try your best and step out. Yeah.
Nice. Dayton?
I'd probably say apathy. I feel like, yeah, I don't know. It's like
Apathy.
Yeah, I mean, I know I've signed up for honors classes, I've signed up for AP classes, but like, I never really cared. Like, I've heard there's people who've been like, oh my, like, who talk to me and they're like, oh my God, I was like freaking studying for our exam in AP class for like the past 3 nights and I stayed up and I was like, yeah, okay. But like, I don't really care. I just don't put in that much effort. I just sign up for the class. If I do good, okay. But if not, I'm just like, oh
And
no.
Tayton does well.
Yeah, I'm surprised you and
Tayton's-
Bryson didn't hang out more than.
Tasting's really smart.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
but like a lot of what I've done is just more because, you know, my mom especially, she's like, AP classes, like if I ask her, can I just not take an AP class? She'd be like, no. And she'd just be like kind of pseudo, not really, but partially offended, like, no, take AP class. And I'm like, okay.
Asian
yeah.
mom.
Yeah, Chinese, Asian.
Yes. Mason?
My word is awesomelicious.
Is that a word, Mason?
No, it makes no sense because high school did not make that much sense to me, and things still don't make sense to me. But it's been fun. Yeah.
All right. Naomi?
I feel like the 2 phrases that I've thought about throughout my high school career was be more outgoing and don't take life too seriously. So I've put myself more out there. I've joined clubs. I've joined a sport I've never like played before. And I've just talked to way more people than I thought I ever would, to be honest. Because as a child, I was definitely on the shy side. Maury said I was more like meek, but now he's seen me in senior year and he's like, now if I put you into a group of people you don't know, you're going to actually go and talk to them. And I'm like, yeah, that sounds about right. So there's been that character growth, I guess. And then I guess the don't take life too seriously is, I'm just going to take life as it goes. I'm very differently from Tayton's parents who are like, oh, take AP classes, do all this, all that. My parents have told me, are you sure you want to take that? Are you sure you can handle it? Don't be too hard on yourself and just do what you can and kind of just live life. So that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, you were definitely a shy kid when I first met you. I want to thank each and every one of you for being part of this final podcast. It was really nice to see all of you grow over the past 4 years, and I will definitely miss you when you're not here, except Bryson, I guess. No, I'm just kidding.
Shout out to when Ethan dropped Mr. Cam's $500.
Ethan, I'm never gonna forget the time you dropped the expensive
Oh my
light.
god.
All right, thank you everybody for being part of the show. You can find the show on Spotify and on iTunes and wherever podcasts are found. And until next time, we'll see everybody later. Bye.
Bye.